Hello and welcome to Stamping and Crafting with Cheryldiana. I'm Cheryldiana and today I'm going to be showing you another weekly technique. This is number 13, which is the re-inker flow technique. So let's have a look at how we do this. First, I've cut some watercolour paper into small squares, and I'm going to be using the embossing buddy, which I've had mine a very long time. First, some mark ink and black embossing powder. So I'm going to just wipe my embossing buddy all over my pieces of paper, and this stops any static, which will keep the powder on it, and we only want it on the inked bit. So I'm just going to ink up some of the birds from the Bird's Eye View stamp set. I've chosen this because it has a solid outline. So let's just stamp the bird. Put you there. And you there. And we'll have a couple of books. Have one book there. And let's do the other bird for change. Right. And then what I need to do is find a scrap of paper, which I've got here. Fold in half because I prefer using a piece of paper, but you can use an embossing tray. So I'm going to lay my piece of watercolour paper onto the scrap paper and just sprinkle the embossing powder over it. And you should see, hopefully, yep, there is a bird. Let's do the same with this one. What it was? Oh, it's the books. And flick the back. We might need a little bit more on there. So I'm just going over it again. Let's try a bit. I might have to put a little bit more on there. Yeah, that's what it needed. There we go. And then this one. Scrape some of this up. Sprinkle it on it. That's another one of those birds again. Let's pop this on the bottom. I'm actually going to sprinkle it onto this one down here. And let's move you around. I can't remember which way I stamped. Oh, there you are. Let's just add a bit more of you on there. Okay, and now I'm ready to heat emboss them. So what I tend to do, let's just put this powder away, is heat my heat gun up for 30 seconds before I use it on the paper. That way it turns the powder quite quickly that way. So I'm just going to wipe that off a bit. And then I'm just going to heat emboss them. So I'm going to just pause this while I do that. Done the heat embossing, and I'm now going to do the re-inker flow technique. So I'm going to be using copper clay Wild Wheat and Pebble Puff re-inkers. So first we need to, I'm going to do his head in the Wild Wheat. So I'm just going to drop, it's actually a bit more water, that'll be fine, onto the head. I'm just moving it around with the brush. And then I'm just going to drop a little bit of effect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it on a block. Put a little drop on there. No matter how hard I try, there's always a big blob comes out. Let's just put that on there. There we go. Just move it around a little bit. Let that dry a little bit longer. Try a bit. Let's pick the other bird we did. So the same with that one. Oops. So I just get one drop on it. That's one drop on it. Move that round. And just grab a little bit of that and just drop that one. And then move it around. We'll let that dry a bit as well. And then let's do this one. And I want his whole body. No, I want his wing to just be that colour. So let's just do that. And I didn't wipe my brush beforehand. So just add a little bit of that to it. Let it dry a bit. Now the books. I've already done a couple of heat embossed books already. So let's try this one. And let's do the books. It's the first cover. First cover and this bit. And we'll use let's do Wild Wheat again. Let's just use Wild Wheat up. I put a blob on here, didn't I? So just put a blob there and a blob on that one. See how easy it is? And I'm just going to move it around a bit. There we go. So let that dry. Excuse me. And then what I can do, I can then do this cover here. Just going to put the water on those bits. And let's bring some boho blue into it for a change, because they're retiring next month, so let's do something with them. Let's just grab a little dot. I'm just going to pop it on there. See, and it literally spreads. We're just going to make it a little bit nearer the outline. There we go. And dry a bit. So what I am going to do just to help them dry quicker is I'm just going to get some kitchen roll. Just going to lay it over and hope not smudge it. There we go. Just lifted it slightly. Just got rid of some of the water. There we go. So this one. There we go. And let's do this little wing the same. Whoops. There we go. And let's do these. Oh, the book covers. Oh, I splashed it. That's fine, because hopefully that will give it a blow. That will dry quicker. Right, now let's try and do the wings. So I'm going to do another drop of water here. Put it down the wings. And then this time it will use some pebble path. And just dab a little bit of that onto there. A little bit onto that side. Just make it go a little bit where that wing is. Whoops, try not to go over. And we'll do the same with this one. Down here. Oops, here you go. This time I'm actually going to soak up a bit of that water. That's better. Let's dab the black in it again. You see how quickly it colours it in. Just move it around a little bit. Okay, and then just do some black, some pebble path here. And then we'll probably do a bit here as well. And of course, where it's embossed, it's going to keep it in its place. And then what should we do? Let's do, but let's get a little bit more of this ink off. So set this water up a little bit. There we go. And a little bit there. There we go. And then let's colour his tummy in. I'm going to use copper clay for that one, which is, so let's just do a little bit of water, spread it around for both of them. There we go. And just pop a drop on here. And drop there. See, that's going to look really nice, isn't it? And then I think I'm going to move that around a little bit. Give it a bit more colour to it. You made that one darker. And then this one, I'm going to do its body in the copper clay. So let's just spread that around. Like so. And then just add, drop there. See. There we go. Let's move those out of the way so they can dry now. And let's finish our book. So let's do some Moody Mauve on this bit here, I think I'll do. So I'm just going to put a blob of water on there, just put it for the line. And let's put a little bit of Moody Mauve on it. There, around a bit in the water there. Oops, went a little bit too far. And I think we'll finish off with some Just want to lift that bit off there. I want to make some more. Which one was Moody Blue? Is it that one? Yeah. So I just want to add a little bit more water to here. Make that a little bit bluer. It's better. A bit darker. And then the final colour I think we'll have here will be the copper clay, I think. So put some water there. And copper clay was that one, I think. Yeah. Oh, we did, no, that was, there we go. And we'll let that dry. And that is how we do the re-inker flow technique. So until next time, keep stamping and crafting. Bye.